going on, everybody? Brandon Schaefer here. So check it out, just kind of an impromptu surprise little live stream here Saturday evening. I've just been chilling, man. Yeah, I'm not really sure even where to begin or what to even, what this kind of channeling of thought is going to be about. But I figured, it's been a while, man. I just want to get on here, connect with you guys, connect with the people in the chat, and let's see what happens, man. Let's just, a lot on my mind, but also at the same time, it's kind of like there's nothing on my mind. It's kind of blank. I'm kind of a blank canvas right now. I'm open to anything, so. Yeah, I don't really have like a camera set up. I'm using my laptop here. So I don't really have a setup that really works for live streaming to be able to paint and draw or whatever. But yeah, we can talk about stuff, whatever you guys want, man. It's basically, I can show you some stuff I've been doing, talk about it. I can critique some people's paintings. If you want me to give you some advice on them, send me an image, email me, whatever. It's like anything, man. All right, later. Peace. Enjoy your holiday. Thanks, appreciate it. So that's something I announced today. My girlfriend and I, we actually, all the videos have already been filmed and everything. I went on a trip, and now I'm releasing all the videos this coming near future here. So it's really exciting, really cool, man. It's just epic. So you're gonna have to just stay tuned, check it out. I don't want to talk too much about it. Let's keep it all secret. So definitely just stay tuned on the channel, see what's gonna come out. I got a lot of stuff coming out, planned, ready to go. And that's kind of how I like to run things around here, because there's so much going on in my life with, just everything. When you're trying to, what do I want to say? Trying to make a living at art and painting is like, it's just really freaking hard, man, to be honest. It's really difficult. And for some people, I guess it's just an easy thing. They end up going viral on YouTube, so they're able to make money with their YouTube videos only. There's artists out there that can put up a time-lapse video, 7-minute long video, and in one day they get like 60,000 views, and they can do that with every video. And it's like, some people are just blessed in that way, that they've got traction like that, they're catching on, and it's great, man. I think it's a beautiful thing. But for the normal artists out there, normal people like myself, you don't get that many views, and it's very rare if I do. And I'm starting to get into galleries now. I just ordered a bunch of frames, at least like some samples. So I'm investing in some frames. I'm finally going to frame all these large paintings around me here that I've had for years on the wall. And I'm going to do a show, man. I'm trying to get a show going, get into some galleries, try to just start selling work, because I really can't start creating any more paintings. Like, I don't have any room. So that's why I've been using, these small sketchbooks. I've been doing little sketchbook work and plein air, still keeping up the habit. But, paintings like this one back here on the canvas here, I can't do more canvas. I got canvases over here on the floor, and I don't have any room for any canvases. So walls are filled up, man. And, so yeah, man, I'm just doing the journey, man. So the point I was trying to make, I'm getting into balancing what I realized a few weeks ago, before my trip and everything. I started doing this 12-week experiment, and the trip kind of threw me off from it, so I'm starting it over. So basically what it is you take your yearly goals and you try to achieve your yearly goals in a span of 12 weeks. And honestly, first few weeks that I did, I went about 6 or 7 weeks before I kind of fell off. I went on a vacation and stuff. And man, I got a lot done. I was way more productive. You're way more focused. And it makes you realize like what's the really important stuff. And the funny thing was halfway, I came up with all these goals. I took 1 week, I came up with all these goals, outlined everything. What am I going to do each week? What's the goal for that week? Basically like, okay, 3 sketches this week along with, doing this, posting this many times, this, just you lay out everything weekly. And, but over a span of 12 weeks, you achieve something or at least get closer to achieving something. That's the hope anyway. And what I realized about like a month into it, I was like, man, all my goals, at least right now, need to be more business oriented. So like halfway through the 12-week experiment, and I was filming vlogs and stuff doing this, like I was trying to document the 12-week experiment. And at the end of it, I was going to like release this whole 12-week experiment video type thing. And halfway through, everything just changed because I was like, man, I realized I wasn't focusing on the right things. And it's an important realization to come to, at least for me. It's kind of a weird tangent. I'm just going off. So you guys just, if there's something you want me to touch on or whatever, just post it in the chat. I'll glance at it here in a minute. But yeah, man, I think this is just an important thing because there's so many artists out there that are focused on the art aspect, which is very important. I mean, you got to get good at your craft, obviously. You got to be really focused and really to get really good and just understand how to use your medium and all that stuff, really understand everything. But also, it's like you need to be spending just as much time on the business side. Otherwise, you're not going to make a living from it. Like, it's going to be very difficult. And that's something I realized. And I always realize it every few months. It's like, man, I'm not doing enough on the business stuff. But I'm finally getting to a point where I'm not letting the thoughts in my mind kind of distract me from the goal of actually doing it. There's been so many times where I'm like, yeah, I should really like do that or like, sell that, put those tutorials up or sell this. And I always just think about it. Yeah, I could do that. I don't know if people are going to want it or do this. And I'm just like, man, I just need to do it all. That's the thing. You got to do everything. Like you got to do the Facebook posts, the Instagram posts, the YouTube videos. You got to have a gallery, do gallery showings in real life, go to gallery showings, build relationships. Like that's just like a small tip of the iceberg. You know what I mean? Like it's like, so you have to like do it all, sell on your website and sell in galleries and, do tutorials or make videos or do posts every day. I mean, it's just like, you got to do it all. And that's what can be really difficult. Anyway, shout out to Pharaoh. What's going on, bro? So I'm gonna read the chat here now. I'm just trying to catch up here. Becoming a better artist, it's like you eventually want to become a better artist. That's a really great goal. And there's only like really one way to do it is to just do art as much as you can. Like figure out what kind of art you want to do. Do you want to do painting, drawing? What kind of things do you want to paint and draw? And what kind of painting do you want to do? Is it like acrylic, oil? It's just figuring out all these things and, realizing what you really enjoy. And for me, I know I like landscapes, mostly trees, but I do like other landscapes as well, mountains and things. I like traveling and seeing new places and just seeing different types of light. I'm really inspired by light, dappled light. But I know that I want to do some portraits and figures and stuff within landscapes as well, like in the forest and stuff. That's one of my goals. It's something I'm working towards, but can't do those paintings yet. So Could you talk a little about composition with portraits? That's interesting. You know, I mean, there's many different, you know, it's like I'm thinking back when I'm going to like museums and stuff, and a lot of what you see in museums, well, maybe not a lot of it, but a lot of the time, depending on which museum you go to, you can see a lot of different portraits, a lot of portrait paintings, and they're all very similar. If you're talking strictly just a portrait, and a portrait of the face, maybe upper body and stuff. And a lot of them, you know, it's that kind of composition has been figured out. It's been perfected over time. You know, look at Rembrandt, Sargent, Sorolla, all those guys. I mean, they've all figured it out already. You know, having a centered face, have the eyes be like 1/3 down from the top, things like that. I mean, it's very generalized, but you know, composition is something like, it's so hard to talk about because it's very there's a lot of guidelines and stuff to follow that you can follow, not that you have to follow, but it's also very open-ended. I mean, there's so many different ways to do portraits and be creative, and using white space, and yeah, I mean, there's so many different things you can do. A lot of people just they don't even finish the painting. They have it like, you know, very rough and sketchy. So the head's like floating and stuff, or the neck is floating. I mean, it's just like, if you have like some kind of specific thing you want me to talk about, but other than that, it's kind of like, you know, there's so many different ways to do portraits, and even like figures as well. If you want to have the rest of the body in with it. I mean, it's like unlimited of what you can do. And it's almost like composition doesn't really matter in that sense, in that regard, when it comes to, don't get me wrong, it definitely does matter. But there's some paintings, like a lot of Sargent's paintings, it's like composition was the main thing of the painting and what kind of makes it unique. You know, he has some very odd looking paintings, like when he has like 3 or 4 figures in the portrait, like when he was doing a family portrait or something. Some of the compositions are like very striking, you know, a lot of white space up in one corner, like this atmospheric shadows, and he'll have the figures down in this one corner, you know, very just different. But on the other hand, sometimes it doesn't matter. Like sometimes it's just person in the center of the canvas, and like that's what you want to get across. So I mean, yeah, it's interesting. I mean, there's just a lot of you can do with that. Please teach us how to blend colors. I mean, come on, man. Go to YouTube. Here, this is what you do. YouTube.com. You go to the search bar, how to blend paint, how to blend colors painting. Whether it's acrylic or oils, whatever, there's thousands of videos on that, man, hundreds of videos. And I have some on my channel. Click on my channel name, go to the search bar, boom, type in blending. I mean, this is simple stuff, man. Like, I don't need to do tutorials like that anymore. It's just like, anyway. Can you show some art after this little talk? Can you show your sketchbook after you finish talking? I don't know that I'm going to finish talking, but I can show you guys my sketchbook. I got to figure out where I put it earlier. I did a lot of cleaning today. Here's one sketchbook that I've only painted one page in it yet, or I've only painted one page. I haven't done the rest yet. But I think it has 24 pages. So really nice. It's a square, so that's why it's weird. But this is a watercolor I did back in May 29th. Wow, I can't believe it's been that long ago, man. Time is just going by. But check it out. Pretty cool, man. One thing I really like is the effect of light coming down here and hitting this window. But yeah, I love the little garden as well. Just the back of a house from a trail by my apartments. So pretty cool. You know, here too, I'm just playing with composition, you know, having this weird white space here and this diagonal. sorry, everything's backwards. You know, this vertical is a very strong vertical, can bring your eye down. This diagonal opposing these light diagonals, and then having this kind of, you know, everything just kind of leads you around, makes your eye jump around it. So pretty cool, man. You know, this was one of my first watercolors a few months ago. I just got into watercolor at the end of April. Just got back into watercolor. This is a sketchbook. I'm almost filled up. I have about 6 pages of it left. And I'm doing 2 paintings per page. So I have about 12 paintings left to do. And you'll see here at the beginning I was doing 1 per page. And what really happened, this is some redwood trees with some poison oak ivy. Pretty cool. What ended up happening is when I was on location, I realized that this size for me is just it was too big for me. I could probably do it now, actually. I could probably do a little larger sketches and it wouldn't be challenging for me as much. But this was back early June, and I was, you know, still very new to watercolor and figuring it out. And I realized that, especially for the forest, the light moves so quickly, and these were just too big of sketches. I just posted this one today on my Instagram and Facebook. One of my favorites here. Came out really well. These were all done on the same day, by the way, all these forest ones. And you can see some of them are good and some of them are just duds. This one was completely in shadow, but it's an old stump covered in like this moss. It was really cool, but it was cut down about 100 years ago, big redwood. So I wanted to capture it, but it just didn't come out as well as I had hoped. And see, I did another good one after it, you know, all in light. Mostly in light. So I'm trying to catch, you know, the color harmonies, and, you know, like I said, some are good and some are just like, you know, not as good, not as epic. So I think with this size, it was just really challenging for me in the forest, and it was hard to really simplify everything in the forest. And this was my last one of that day, and I just kind of gave up. This was some ferns on the forest floor, and it was just so challenging, man. So challenging. And see, here's what I went to some smaller sketches, half page, and really started working for me. This was a wildfire, and this is when I started vlogging. So you can see on my channel there's some vlogs of these, and pretty cool. Some sunsets. I mean, most of you guys probably already seen these if you follow my channel, but yeah, I didn't vlog this one, unfortunately. This was a trip up north. Really amazing lake at about 9,000 feet up in the mountains. Really cool. I don't want to show everything here. Last one here. So some cool wooden gate. You can see I started to get better. You know, I'm starting to understand what makes these paintings work, and, like, you know, getting the kind of variation and variation in color, although those are mostly all green, huh? Let me try to find some that have a good... See, I went back to the forest. Here we go. And those are some really much more stronger compositions and better sense of light, and just really captured the harmony of the forest and what I was trying to get across with those first sketches I just showed. And this really made a difference, shrinking them down a little bit. You know, that's when I think, like, when you're a beginner at something, it's almost easier to start out smaller because you're able to plan. You can see if it's working a lot better from just far away. You know, when you're working on a giant painting, it's going to be harder to really balance the whole of everything. And when it's this small, you know, it's very easy. It's much easier. I'm not saying it's very easy, but it's much easier to balance the whole of everything. At least for me. This was a cemetery statue thing. Pretty cool, I guess. And some cool sunsets that I did. Trying to capture that sense of light of the sun. Very difficult. I found it really challenging, but I just kept painting as the sun went down. Pretty cool. And that's where my sketchbook is at. So I need to get to work and finish up the sketchbook, and then I'll do a whole video just going over the whole thing. So anyway, little sneak peek there of most of my sketchbook. So just reading the chat here, trying to catch up. Will you do more how-to videos? Yes, I am planning on that. I think I'm going to do some collabs here too, very soon, very shortly, hopefully. I'm reaching out to a few folks. We're trying to get something going. I want to start doing some more painting challenges again. For those who have, I don't know if there's anyone in the chat who has been watching me for a few years. I did some painting challenges with some other artists on YouTube. We kind of did some collab videos, so we're going to get back into that, I think, and those will be like some how-to type videos. I mean, it depends on what kind of how-to videos you guys want to see. Like, what I paint is from real life, what's in front of me, things I've taken photos of. You know, I don't really like painting from stock photos or things that I didn't see personally. You know, I don't want to create generic type of art. I mean, I know that sounds kind of rough to say, I guess. You know, it's, what am I trying to say? My brain's kind of scrambled. Anyway, I want to do stuff that's personal to me that I enjoy. So like, you know, I've gotten so many requests. People are like, oh, can you do a how-to video of how to paint a waterfall with this kind of light and the moonlight? And it's like, look, there's no waterfall around me, you know, and I'm not going to go out there in the moonlight. It's like, I'm not going to be able to just fake something like that. So that's basically my point on that. But yeah, I mean, I'm open to do more how-to videos. I just did one last month or a few videos ago of how to paint a mountain scene in watercolors, and it got like 2,000 views. It didn't really catch on, and I was kind of surprised. You know, it was like a really good watercolor sketch. But, you know, I just kind of got into this whole watercolor scene, so I guess I don't really have a lot of watercolor fans, which makes sense. But yeah, I mean, I got a lot of tutorials and how-to videos coming, so. I haven't really used oil pastels on anything. Yeah, I don't really use oil pastels. What do you think about Geneva Fine Artist on YouTube and his colors? I think he's good, man. Look, he reached out to me a few years ago and I made a video. He sent me some of his paintings back when they were in glass jars and stuff, and I did a review of them. And I really like them, you know. Excuse me. And yeah, Mark Carter with Geneva Artists. You know, he has some great products, man. I think his method for painting is very interesting. I think it's useful for people. For me, I didn't really find it useful to do like the color matching type thing. Like, I'm not really into that. It's kind of just, it's boring, and I can more easily match color with my eye. Of course, it's not always perfect, but yeah, I don't think you can always match the color of something, especially when you do landscapes outside and stuff. It's a lot harder to match colors like that and stuff. But yeah, his paint and stuff is great. I mean, I find it a little too liquidy for me. I like more of thicker oil paint. But yeah, it's really high quality. I mean, I dig his videos and his stuff. Yeah, I do have an Instagram, SchaeferArt. You can find me on there. What is your favorite thing to draw or paint? You know, trees, landscapes, kind of all the stuff I just showed. I mean, that's pretty much, you know, I like doing portraits and stuff too. Somebody asked if I can show them my first sketchbook. I don't really have my first sketchbook. You know, my sketchbooks were horrible. Man, I have some right here that are filled up. Give me 1 second. And they're horrible. So, and these are just from a few years ago. Like, this is like, I mean, it's good because it shows how much I've progressed. Let me try to find just a few pages here that are worth showing. You know, let's see. I mean, this was probably 2 or 3 years ago, but me just drawing random stuff from life in front of me. You know, so yeah, pretty bad, but I've gotten a lot better. I will say that. Here's some gouache studies that I did. Oh, sorry. So gouache is kind of like watercolor, but it's just more opaque. I'm going to start doing gouache a bit more soon here, I think. I'm going to get back into it. Here's some portraits that I was doing. Just really sketchy stuff, you know, just anatomy type stuff. Just playing around, man, you know, just sketching, just drawing, having fun. And one other sketchbook here. Show you guys some I was trying to do like figure gestures. So these were really quick, probably like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that. You know. Yeah, like, I mean, here's some awful stuff, like drawing faces and stuff. I mean, that's the thing, man. It's just, you gotta just get the crappy stuff out of the way, you know, so that you can start doing good stuff. You know, here's, I went to a figure drawing session, excuse me. So this is a figure drawn from life. This was probably about a 20-minute or a 10-minute drawing. I don't remember. But yeah, you know, it's just like, you got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like paying your dues, man, you know? Here's some older oil paintings that I did, and I'm probably going to make some videos redoing these, repainting them, because they're just so dark. I didn't get the effect of light coming through. So planning on repainting those. Gonna do some videos on those, some how-tos of going over like how to repaint your paintings. Just going through this chat here, trying to catch up. Yeah, I have a whole list of, I was coming up with a whole list of challenges today. If you guys have any that you know of, any like painting challenges to do, I'd love your input, man. I'm always looking for cool videos to do and stuff. So, yeah, whoever's watching me on YouTube right now, you just commented on Instagram. Appreciate it. Yeah, I've been, you know, I'm always thinking of trying to come up with cool videos and stuff. So I have a whole list. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 12 challenges, different kinds of challenges. So for instance, like I have one brush challenge. So doing an entire painting with just one brush. Palette knife only challenge, doing a painting with a palette knife. Non-dominant hand. So for me, it'd be left hand painting. Doing a tiny painting, doing a master copy, 10-minute painting, 20-minute painting, you know, just challenges like that. Just stuff that kind of pushes the boundaries. 2-color challenge, so picking like 2 colors and trying to get as much as you can out of them. You know, maybe painting a landscape but only using 2 colors, like, you know, trying to, you know, just make it an interesting challenge. So yeah, those are some of the things that I've come up with, but yeah. Hi from South Africa. Oh, that's pretty cool, man. Thanks for joining from South Africa. Really cool. Appreciate it. Glad you love the trees. Yeah, it'd be cool to go to South Africa one day, man. It'd be cool to go to Africa in general. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Maybe I did on my trip. I don't know. You'll have to stay tuned to find out, because I am not telling you. Sorry, man. I'm not going to do any. I don't draw anime. I draw realism and stuff like that. So I am not the channel to watch for anime. There's plenty out there. Just go on YouTube, type in how to draw anime, and find some channels that are really good. I can understand your desire for your own reference photos. I prefer to use my own too. But as I like wildlife, I do not always get the shots I really want or need. Yeah, that's a really good point. You know, I've been in the same boat. You know what I mean? I was interested in wildlife and stuff, and it's like, man, I'm not a wildlife photographer. I don't know how to get out. You know, there's no bears around me or stuff that I could really take photos of. But the cool thing was, I recently went on a trip to Alaska back in May, and I got some really cool photos, man, of moose, grizzly bear, out in the wild, all in the wild, man. Unreal. So yeah, I thought about doing like grizzly bear painting and stuff and just using those reference photos. But yeah, it's just something you get lucky at, you know, like, and sometimes, yeah, you got to use stock photos, you know what I mean? Just as long as they're free to use commercially, then yeah, you just do what you got to do, you know? The only thing I can really get reference photos around here would be like, if I'm lucky, I could get a deer, and turkeys are out all the time. You can get reference photos for turkeys, but which are pretty cool, you know. Hello from Rhode Island. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Been binge watching all your videos. Man, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. How old were you when you started drawing and painting? I started drawing at age 4 or 5. You know, and my whole life I kind of went on and off. And I started painting 2009, 2010. I started using watercolor. And then I wasn't really serious about painting, though. I was more focused on illustration. So I was using pencil, watercolor, ink. And then I got sick of that for some reason after about a year. And then in late 2011, I got into acrylics. And that's where my paintings really, you know, I really started painting the way I do now. And it's funny, this year I got back into watercolor. But I did acrylic for like 4 or 5 years, and then I jumped into oil, never looked back. And now I'm on watercolor for the moment, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to do oil as well. Like I said at the beginning of the live stream here, I've run out of room, man, for oil paintings and large canvases and stuff, and even smaller canvases, man. I'm just, you know, these things, man, I'm just stacking them up just on this shelf over here, just stacks and stacks. This whole boxes up here filled with paintings. So it's just like I'm running out of room. I got to start selling these and go into gallery showings and stuff. So for now, I'm filling up these little sketchbooks, man, and I'm having fun with the watercolor, so I'm just going to keep it rolling on that. So anyway, yeah, I've been painting for 8 years, maybe, but drawing my whole life, basically. What's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining. Everybody that's joining. Yeah, man, I'm on Instagram. Come on, man. You got to check the descriptions, dude. Descriptions in the video. I have links to like my website, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I mean, I got all that. I got everything, man. I got a Pinterest, Instagram, whatever, man. Find me on everything. I got it. Got a website, a Facebook. What else? I got a Twitter. I don't really use it that much. Twitter is kind of a bust for me. Yeah. So, I mean, I got it all, dude. So follow me. Everybody follow me. I'd appreciate it. I try to post on there as much as I can. You know, it's tough, man. It's rough. I've been focusing more on the YouTube lately. I'm trying to do like 3 videos a week. It's really tough, man, doing 3 videos a week. But just trying to get my views up, man. I'm trying to get some traction going with these vlogs, and you know, trying to do stuff different, man. All the artists on YouTube, man, they're just doing the same stuff, you know, time-lapse videos, painting. And I want to do like some vlogs. I want to do some traveling, and I just want to do different stuff. I want to branch out, you know, reach a bigger audience. But I know it's going to take time. It takes time. What will you use your watercolor sketches to later do an oil painting, or are you doing watercolor to end up with watercolor paintings, if that makes sense? Definitely makes sense. Give me 1 second here. Oh, I put them up here. Sketchbook, let me show you. So this was my first watercolor sketchbook I did a few months ago, filled it up, and I did a video on this and it took off, man. In like 2 days, it's kind of slowed down now for some reason, but like in 5 days, it got like 95,000 views. I was just like, holy moly. But I'll show you, I did a bunch of, these are from photographs that I took, but from my Alaska trip. And this particular one is the painting that's right there. This painting isn't done. This is the finished version. So what ended up happening, the painting behind me, this oil painting, I was starting in, I got really far on it, and then I realized it sucked. I was getting too detailed with it, and it was awful. I didn't really like it. So at the end of the day, I took my palette knife and I just scraped everything off. I just scraped the whole painting off, and I started over. Like the next week or two, I just started over, did another layer on top of kind of the ghostly image that was left there. And what I realized is, man, I want the painting to look like this watercolor sketch, because it's very simplified. It's basically monochromatic. And it's what I want to say with the painting. You know, this giant epic mountain with these small little trees. And yeah. So yeah, I think the ones that are worthy of, you know, the watercolor sketchbooks to me is really documenting my journey as an artist, where I've been. You know, I want to take these little sketchbooks on future trips, whether it's a weekend trip somewhere or just a day trip, you know, to the forest or to a different country or whatever. You know, document my growth as an artist, where I've been, you know, just something to look back on. But the ones that are worthy of an oil painting, you know, enlarging it and creating an oil painting out of it. Yeah, I mean, there's one in here that's really one of my favorite sketches. Let me try to find it real quick here. And I think it would probably do really well. Yeah, this one right here. It'd probably do really well, or at least I hope, as an oil painting. You know, that's just a beautiful, I mean, the color harmony there. Alaska is just amazing. This little lake here with the mountains and just the greens, the reds, the purples. I mean, it was just unreal, man. Unreal. And I think, you know, a lot of these little Alaska sketches that I was doing was just me trying to figure out, like, okay, which ones will be worthy of an oil painting. And some of them I completely messed up. You know, this one just completely flopped. You know, this one's a beautiful one, even though it's, you know, it's very gray and maybe depressing, or, you know, just cold looking. But you know, a gray day can have a lot of beauty to it. You know, these would be cool oil paintings, but they stand, I mean, they're good by themselves as watercolor sketches too. So it's kind of like two birds with one stone. You know what I mean? Like, they're watercolor sketches and they can be oil paintings if I want. So I like the flexibility of it, and I love the watercolor because it's just so easy to use, so easy to clean up. And this is my whole watercolor setup right here. I can go anywhere, wear this around. It only weighs like a few pounds, not even, I mean, a gallon of water is heavier than this. You know what I mean? Like, so I can just take this anywhere and ride my bike. You know, there's no tripod needed. I don't need a tripod with this setup. And it's beautiful, man. I can stand up and paint. I have, you know, the whole setup here. I can hold the sketchbook, paint with one hand, have the palette on my arm through my thumb, washcloth here to wipe off the brush. I mean, everything, it just works. That setup just works. And And if I don't want to stand, I can just put it on the ground and squat and do a painting. I'm going to do a video on that. Like, a lot of people are like, why are you squatting down and doing a painting? Like, that looks very weird and doesn't look good for your back and all this stuff. And it's like, you know, I'm going to do a video on that. Have you seen the YouTube Patrick LaGraves on watercolor? No, I have not, but I'm going to save that name. I'm going to check it out. Honestly, I don't really watch YouTube. I watch other stuff on YouTube. I don't really watch art on YouTube that much, funny enough. You know, here and there, occasionally I'll check out what other people are doing just to try to stay up on it. I mean, there are some art channels that I really enjoy. Cesar Santos, Florent Farge. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of other guys that I really respect and like their videos and stuff, and people I'd love to do a collaboration with. But I don't really watch too much art on YouTube. It's just not my thing, funny enough. All right, guys, I'm going to get off here shortly in probably next 15 minutes. I got to eat some dinner. But have I considered Patreon? Yes, I have a Patreon. It's in the descriptions, man, of all my videos. I don't really use it that much. People have donated to me, and I do have some loyal supporters every month. I wish I could post more on there. And, you know, and in the past, like it was just too much for me to manage, like all these different levels of rewards and stuff and doing it every month. And I wasn't getting enough to where I could live from it. So I couldn't manage it. I couldn't, it got overwhelming with my day job and everything and trying to do the YouTube and social media and the business. And it was just way too much. So I was like, okay, cutting all the fat off. And I brought the Patreon down to, you can, you know, donate $1 to me. People can do more if they want, but that's the only reward is $1 and you get this, you know. So it's just like, Patreon is kind of like, I don't know. What kind of gouache do you use? I use, let me see. Well, I'll tell you guys what kind of watercolor and what kind of gouache I use because I have them all in the same bag. So the watercolor I've been trying out is this M. Graham watercolor. And it's weird because it stays kind of sticky on your palette. It doesn't completely dry, which I don't know if I like it or not. It gives you very strong colors, that's for sure. It's very strong colors, but I don't know if I like it yet because I've gotten grass all stuck into it. I accidentally put my finger in it and got paint everywhere stuck to me. It's all sticky because I use honey as one of the binders. It's pretty cool though. I mean, so I'm still trying to figure out what kind of watercolors I like, but also I'm using the M. Graham gouache. So that's what I'm using. I haven't really used a lot of different brands or anything yet, so I don't know. I like M. Graham. They seem to be a good brand. So, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate all the new subs and appreciate everyone, man. I'm so grateful for this channel, and like I'm so grateful for the amount of subs I have. 200-something thousand, almost 300,000. It's just unreal, man. It's unbelievable. I just wish that I could get all those 300,000 people to actually watch a video. You know what I mean? It's like I put up a video today and it's gotten like 1,000 views. It's like, where are the other 200 and something thousand? Where are those people at? What are they doing? You know what I mean? It's just, it's interesting, man. It makes me realize, you know, but anyway, man, I'm grateful for the 1,000 views I get on the video. I'm super grateful for that too, man. It's just really blessed, man, to have a channel like this. And I just want to put out videos that you guys actually are interested in and want to see and entertaining, you know what I mean? I just want to do, and hopefully these next videos that are coming out, Stay tuned for the next month of videos. It's different than anything I've ever done. Different than anything I've ever done. And they're not exclusively painting or art videos, but there is painting and art in them. So, like I said, I don't want to give too much away, but these new videos coming out, man, I hope people enjoy them. It's gonna be cool. I've been wanting to learn realism for so long. It would totally upgrade my drawings. I am so glad I subscribed today. I'm glad you said that. Let me show you something that I was working on a few months ago. And this is charcoal. This is a charcoal drawing I was doing. So, oh, I ripped the reference, but it's okay. Just ripped the reference photo. So this is called a bargue, B-A-R-G-U-E. It's from the 1800s, bargue plate. So there's a whole book. It's a drawing course called the Bargue Drawing Course or whatever. And this is kind of one of the plates from it. So what you're supposed to do is copy these plates. And this is how far I got on mine. I didn't finish it. I don't know that I'm going to. I'm kind of using the wrong kind of paper. It's too smooth, so I don't like the texture of the charcoal on it. It really annoys me, and it's amazing that I got as far as I did on it. One more second, I'll show you a finished one that I did. And I've shown these before, but it's always cool to show them again to people that haven't seen them. So this isn't a bargue. This is just a random charcoal drawing that I did. Ugh. Sorry about the glare. And let's see. Oh, there's 2 bargue plates that I did. These are graphite. Let me take them out. So I highly suggest try doing these yourself, because it'll drive you nuts as much time as it takes to do them. But just trying to get stuff to look as realistic as possible, and it definitely improves your work, man. Really focusing on something like that, and it's a lot of fun while you're doing it. I mean, it really gets you in the zone. It's very meditative. Because you're doing these really small, strokes and stuff, graphite, really trying to get it to make it look realistic and focusing on the values. And so look up bargue drawing. There's a free course on YouTube that shows you how to do a bargue drawing. It's called, name of the channel, I'm trying to remember. The Da Vinci Initiative or Da Vinci Academy, something like that. Look that up. They got a whole 30 videos taking you through the whole thing of how to draw a bargue plate. Sorry, folks, 1 second here. So yeah, realism is pretty cool, man. It definitely will upgrade. Hello from Saudi Arabia. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hi, I'm new to your channel, and I've been learning how to draw, which has been helping with my anxiety. That's awesome, man. That's really great. And I've been watching a lot of videos to help me. What do you have anxiety about? So here's, man, I really... there's so many people with these kinds of problems and depression and anxiety. It's so sad to always hear about, man. I've talked to people on Instagram all the time, and people that have social anxiety and anxiety disorders and all this stuff, man. It's just like, man, it's a bummer. And I think a lot of that, it just comes from something else in your life. There's other problems to deal with. But anyway, that's a whole different topic. What kind of paper to watercolor? What kind of paper to use? Use watercolor paper, 140-pound cold press. On this description, you only got your website though. Yeah, it's true. That's true. On this description, I'm slacking, but check out any of my other videos. Recent video up today. You know, I got all the info there in the description. Hello from Western Washington. Oh, that's cool, man. I love Washington. Love going up there. Western Washington. It's beautiful out there, right? I mean, forests and trees, all kinds of stuff. Ever go to museums to get inspiration? Definitely do. All the time. I try to. I'm lucky to be close to Rhode Island School of Design, and they have an awesome museum with a great collection, and they offer a free gallery night every month. That's pretty awesome, man. Yeah, definitely take advantage of that for sure. Have you tried Gonzai watercolor? Any opinions on it? I have no idea what that means. Is that a brand? Gonzai watercolor? Obviously, I have not tried it because I have no idea what that even means. I'm looking it up right now because I'm like, I don't know that my internet's going to work because I'm live streaming. Yeah, it must be. No, I haven't tried them. Have not tried it, so I don't have any opinions on it, unfortunately. You mentioned in some of your videos that you're going to your day job, but don't mention what you do. I'm a graphic designer, but I have a very weird kind of job. I do a lot of different things. You know, I do photographs. I work for a healthcare company, and we own some children's hospitals in the Bay Area. And here's one thing that I do. I just got these the other day, yesterday actually. So I went online, and our hospital needs they have a bunch of like paper signs on the wall and stuff. We got to tear that down and get some official signage. So I ordered some compliant real signs that go in these hospitals and stuff. So I design stuff, but I also do a lot of other stuff too. I've done logo design, website design, magazine advertisements, 2-page spread magazine advertisements in national magazines and stuff. These are some like temporary signs that we're putting up in the hospital. So yeah, I mean, I do a lot of different stuff. In the past, I've painted walls. I do videography, photography, all kinds of stuff. So, yeah. Can you play any instrument? I do play guitar. I haven't played in a few years. It's been a while. But I have 2 electric guitars upstairs in my closet. And I have a nice amp. And I just haven't been able to use it in this small apartment. But yeah, I would like to do, but I do make hip hop beats and stuff on my computer. And, I think I have a somewhat good ear for music and stuff. And I actually have a Bandcamp. It's SchaeferArt.bandcamp.com. You can check out some of my beats there. I've been making beats since like 2007, 2008. I was really making a lot of like instrumentals and hip hop beats, and I'm kind of just now getting back into that. So pretty cool. Did you study art in college, or did you find this after school? I did graphic design in college. So I did advertising design in college. But I also had like some drawing classes in college, but I had already been interested in drawing and art. I already knew how to draw and everything. And then they had a color and composition class where we experimented with watercolor and acrylic, and that's kind of what got me into watercolors. And I had a photography class, but mostly it was all graphic design. And then I got into painting and stuff after that. So I have graphic design as my day job, which makes me the money. But all this painting and stuff, that's my real true passion and what I really love to do. But I do love like designing logos, and there are a lot of fun things to my job that I do enjoy, and there's a lot of stuff that I don't enjoy, like web design. I hate web design, but I love making flyers and doing flyers and magazine advertisements and stuff like that, logos, and it's a fun challenge. It's a fun challenge. I started sketching again this year after watching your tutorials from a couple years ago. You're incredible. I don't know that I'm incredible, but I appreciate your comment, and I'm glad the sketching tutorials. I know that's like one of my most viewed videos is like learn to draw how to sketch. It's like 3 million views or something, and it's such a crappy video, man. I don't know why it took off on YouTube a few years ago. It's like I took like 10 minutes to make this crappy drawing video, and it just like YouTube decided we're gonna promote this video to everything, and it's just like, man, I wish the good videos would actually get 3 million views and not these crappy videos I have. But I'm glad they're helping people. I get messages all the time of people that have, they're like, man, your drawing tutorials, these few videos have changed my life and helped me with anxiety, helped me with this. And I had a teacher from Iran that lives in Iran, and he's using my videos to teach his younger students art and drawing, and it's just like, man, that's just incredible. That's just unreal. He sent me photos and stuff, man. It was just like, so cool, man. I've gotten so many of those kinds of emails and messages and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, watercolor is awesome, man. It's so quick, so easy, so light. I mean, it's just, there's only pros to it for me, although there are some cons that it's very unforgivable, but you can always just start over and paint again. That's the thing about it. Have you ever thought of doing Halloween watercolor postcards? Some of the vintage Halloween postcards are so cool images. Actually, today I was just thinking about doing some kind of Halloween themed something on YouTube or something, but no, I did not think about doing watercolor postcards. But yeah, I'm going to check out some vintage Halloween stuff. Thanks for mentioning that. It's pretty cool. Have you tried digital art? Yes, I have, and I have videos on my channel of me doing some digital art. Actually, I have an iPad right here. Let me show you guys, or let me attempt to show you guys. I don't know how well it's going to capture the screen, but I'll show you guys here some stuff that I've done. It's a cool app on here called Procreate on the iPad. It's basically like Photoshop, but like a more streamlined version. So let me try to show you guys. I did this on the plane. I haven't finished it yet. So it's going to be hard to show. Okay, I'm going to have to do it at an angle or something. Anyway, the one with the black line around it is mine. Why is it? I'm trying to hold it, but there we go. Okay, there we go. Let's try to get this. Anyway, this one is mine, and this one's a Bouguereau, a close-up of a Bouguereau. I cannot get it to show. Anyway, that's the kind of stuff I do. I've done this one. There's a figure. This one's mine. That's the original. And the way that I do it, I don't pick any colors off the original. I go over here and I try to just figure out what color I'm actually seeing. So I'm using only observation to pick the colors. I'm not like picking off of the original because I'm not going to learn anything by doing that. What I do is at the end, if I see something that looks a little bit off or different, I'll color pick over here to see like how different is it compared to my color, just so I can learn that way. There's another Bouguereau that I did. I wish the screen would show up. It's just getting like blown out. Let me see if I reduce the light on it. There we go. There we go. So this one's mine. You can see it's all messy. And then this is the original painting. And if you guys don't believe that I painted it, there's the whole, does a whole time lapse. But anyway, it's pretty long. It took me a few hours. So there it is coming together. See? So pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. I really enjoy, I haven't done a lot of digital painting lately, but Yeah, I have a few of these time lapses on my channel. So there's now, I've got a few of these master copies. Just trying to learn, just learning. And I don't know that it really helped my actual physical painting, but I feel like it does. I feel like it translates, because just to be able to use my observation to figure out, okay, how gray is that color and what color family is that, like someone's skin tone, like, okay, what color is that? Is it pink? Is it more of a yellow color? Is it a green? There's these very subtle gray variations, that you have to observe and see and be able to put it down. And yeah, so I've done digital art, and I'm probably going to do more of it. Wow, you have 4K subscribers and you're getting 1K to watch a video. I mean, that's really good odds. I mean, I have 200 something K and I'm only getting 1 to 2K to watch a video. So it's just like, man, I do not have a loyal following. And that's something I'm working on. I'd really like to work on. Yeah, I know you never get everyone to watch it, that's for sure. But I gotta get more than 1,000 or something. It's just like, is it hard to capture, thing scrolled. Is it hard to capture the color from a watercolor to oil? There's a feeling with the water. Is it hard to recapture that in oil? That's a good point. I'm not sure yet, because I haven't done it much. I haven't really painted a watercolor or a oil from a watercolor study. But, I think it's just like anything else. When you see, it's like seeing a color, painting a still life from life, seeing something in real life and replicating that color. I think it's probably the same as that. How long have you been painting and drawing? I've been painting since 2009, 10-ish, but seriously, since 2011 is when I started with acrylics and really getting into painting. I've been drawing since I was like 4 or 5. That's when I got into it. What's going on, everybody that just entered? I see a lot of people entered. I'm just getting through the chat here late. Sorry, folks. Have you done any more sketches of the Asaro head, and can you show them? No, I haven't, unfortunately. It's been sitting on the shelf over here. And the reason why I kind of stopped is because my focus kind of shifted. I'm kind of focusing on landscapes and stuff right now. But eventually my goal is to do some figures and portraits of women, and maybe some guys too, but I don't know. Mostly women in the forest. I have some ideas. So when I get back to doing portraits, I'm going to be sketching that thing like every day, all the time, trying to just get better at the drawing and figuring out proportions and stuff. When you do landscapes, painting leaves and stuff, it's way different than painting the eye in relation to the nose and stuff. Like a tree doesn't have to be as nailed down, narrowed in, you know what I mean? I make stickers using Procreate. Have you ever considered selling stickers? No, I haven't. Where do you, where online? Is it through online? Where do you, what site do you use for the stickers? That's pretty cool. I would be interested in that for sure. So yeah, let me know, Documented Journey. I'd appreciate that. I just started watching your videos and I'm learning so much. Thank you. Cool. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for watching, and keep on keeping on, man. Just keep up with the art. Do your best. Don't get discouraged. Your channel helped me to get better at drawing. That's my goal. Appreciate it. Glad it's working out. Do I have a video on the human body? No, I do not. I don't believe so. Are you going to be drawing on the live stream? No, I'm not. I'm not going to be drawing because I just don't have the right setup, the right equipment right now, and it's just too much to invest in right now. I'm more focused on really trying to make a living at the moment. So unfortunately, no. But Sticker Mule for stickers, appreciate it. Okay, I'm gonna check that out, man. Or woman. Yeah, you know what I mean. I just say man as it's just a term for a person. All right, folks, that's about it for this live stream. I don't really know what else. If anybody has any questions, last few minutes here, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, last questions before I get off here. I'm going to get something to eat and start working on stuff, man. I got a lot of work to do. So I just want to check in for an hour, you know. Do you design art websites for other artists? No, I do not. I use Squarespace for my own website, so definitely check out Squarespace if you're looking for a website. It's super easy to use. It's like you don't have to worry about designing anything. It's all there. So Squarespace, check it out. Is there a subject matter you prefer to paint, draw, portraits, landscapes, still life? You know, still lifes I'm not really interested in anymore. I think if you're a beginner and you're trying to improve your skills, I think still lifes are the way to go. And the reason is, and it's good to do them daily if you can, or at least as much as possible. But still lifes, you can control the environment, which means you can control the objects, you can control the lighting, and you can paint day or night, it doesn't matter. Yeah, still lifes are the way to go. I'm kind of done with still lifes. I just, maybe every now and then I'll do a still life or maybe some flowers or something that's kind of challenging as a still life. Like the Asaro head that I have here. Let me show you. Now that's a challenging still life. You know what I mean? Like that, painting that, that's a challenge. So yeah, I'm kind of, I focus on landscapes, but I also want to eventually get into doing some larger portraits. I've done smaller portraits and stuff. But I definitely want to get into some larger portraits. I'm just, I want to hire some models, find some models, and, you know, get that going eventually. But right now it's just not my thing right now. My website is SchaeferFineArt.com. SchaeferFineArt.com. Check it out. And I'm going to be adding some more tutorials on there too and stuff. I have like one tutorial up for sale on my website, but definitely going to be adding more to that as I have a whole bunch waiting to go. And that's what I'm working on this weekend, is doing some voiceovers and stuff for them and really putting them together. But yeah, I'll type it out in the chat for anyone who... I'm pretty sure that's my website. Let me double check. I think, yeah, SchaeferFineArt.com. I know it was, just like I don't really say it that much, but please do make a video on the human body. What about the human body? I mean, what do you want to? You want me to paint the human body? Do you want me to draw the human body? What is it about? You know, it's not really it's just not something I'm that interested in. I don't really have a lot of knowledge on it. I think someone to check out, what's going on, Adrian A. Shout out to Adrian A. People love the shout outs. If, you know, I hate turning away people from my channel, but my channel is not for everyone. It's not for every artist. So if you want to learn something about the human body, check out a channel called Proko. Proko. He has a lot of good stuff on anatomy, the human body, drawing, and all that stuff. Definitely check his videos out. Yeah, definitely check out Proko. Proko. Definitely, I mean, he has a whole video production studio and people working for him. So his videos are just, you know, better. For me, this whole thing, for me, is a one-man show. I film everything. I edit everything. You know, I make all the music for all my recent videos. The past few months, I make my own music. I do it all, man. I do it all. I upload, do the social media. I'm doing the gallery showings, the paintings, drawing. You know, I got no one helping me. So one-man show over here, so I just do what I can do, man. I appreciate all the support. Everybody's supporting me. Have I done the Renegade Craft Fair? No, I have not. I've not even heard of that, but I am definitely going to look it up and see what it's about. Is it something in California? Yellow Mellow, what's going on? Who's Yellow Mellow? You said hey you like you know me personally. Maybe you do, I don't know. Yeah, no problem, April. You know, I'm here to help people out, man. Whether it's one of my videos or there's a ton of other videos out there. But I appreciate if you still subscribe, and if you want to check out my videos from time to time, man. I'd appreciate it. It helps me out, keeps me going. And who knows, man, eventually I'll probably make a video on me painting portraits and doing the figures and all that stuff. It's just at this moment in time, it's just not something I'm focused on, unfortunately. So sorry about that. I apologize. I got that. Where did you get that Life is Artboard in the back? I got that as a gift. You probably find it online somewhere, pretty generic. Anyway, I got another question here. What is your opinion on self-taught artists versus artists that have had the blessing of being able to get university fine arts degree in their potential? Wow, I just read that whole thing and I didn't absorb any words. Let me read it again. What is your opinion on self-taught artists versus... Oh, okay. Here's the thing, man. When it comes to art, there's no boundaries, there's no limits, there's no rules, there's nothing. It doesn't matter. I think being self-taught, if you're a self-taught artist and you're making a living and your art is super good, super realistic, or however you want to categorize it as being good, then it doesn't matter. You don't need a degree. You don't need any of that. The only reason to really have a degree is if you're going to get a job and work for somebody else, like I did. I got a graphic design degree, and I went and got a graphic design job. But, maybe if I would have pursued my art, I would have just said, screw college, I'm just going to pursue my art. But it wasn't something it just wasn't appealing to me at that moment in time. The place that I live, it just wasn't a big art scene. There's not a lot of money there. But yeah, I think self-taught. And the thing is, nobody's really self-taught. I mean, who is self-taught? Everyone learns from someone else. So, I mean, I could say I'm a self-taught painter. I didn't physically take a painting class where somebody was coaching me all the way there. I didn't go to university for painting, but I did watch instructional videos on YouTube. I bought a few instructional videos, and I learned that way. And I learned from my own paintings, analyzing my own paintings, being honest with myself, like, this painting sucks. It's not as good as that other painting I did. Okay, so how can I fix this thing? Okay, well, this light needs to be different. This should be warmer. This should be warmer, lighter, darker. Here, composition should be better. It's learning all this stuff, reading books. But I still learn from other people. You know what I mean? So the whole self-taught thing is a little weird. But have you considered like architectural painting? A little bit, but not too much. Not too much, honestly, to be honest. Tips for self-portrait using a mirror. I have not yet done a self-portrait using a mirror. It's on my list of things to do. So when I do it, I'll have some tips because I'm gonna figure it out. But yeah, I have not done that yet. But maybe I can make a video on that of my whole process trying to figure that out. I think it'd be a cool little vlog, trying to figure out how to paint a self-portrait using a mirror. So yeah, being self-taught, it is what it is. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, college isn't necessary. It's helpful in this day and age, but I went to school and I luckily got out of it with only $14,000 in debt. And I paid it off in 3.5 years. After After I got out of school, I paid it off in 3.5 years. And let me tell you, I was making very minimal amount of money doing so. I was able to save up a lot of money. I saved up a lot of money. I was very frugal. For the first few years after I got out of school, I was basically working part-time. I was making $18,000 a year. And I was buying groceries for myself, my girlfriend, my cat. I had a cat. So it's not like I didn't have anything, responsibilities or anything. I just saved up money like crazy, and I paid off $14,000 in 3.5 years. So, but my point is, there's people out there that rack up, I almost went to Ringling College of Art and Design down in Florida. And it's like one of the, a really well-known art school. And it would have been like crazy amounts of money every year, By the time I would have got out of there, it would have been like $200,000 in debt, if not more. And I decided I don't want to do that. So, yeah, school isn't everything, man. It's more of like when you're in the art world and even in the graphic design world, like, yeah, the degree, sometimes you need the degree just to get a job, but it doesn't matter where you got that degree from. It's more about what's your portfolio look like? What's the quality of your work? That's what it comes down to. Because think about it, if somebody's hiring you and you're going up against a few other people, some guy may have this high degree from Ringling or whatever, but his work may be not that great. But you may have this little community college degree, but your work is like bang and on point. He's going to hire the guy with the degree. He's going to hire the person that has the art, you know what I mean? Who has the skill set. So what will my next video be like? My next bunch of videos are going to be vlogs, actually. I don't want to give away my next video because I'm revealing a lot of stuff in the next few videos in this next week. But after that, they're going to be travel videos for the next few weeks. And it's going to be me traveling and watercolor sketching on location while I'm traveling and vlogs and stuff. Like I said, I don't want to give it away too much, but it's going to be cool. You should do a video with like nothing but tips for beginners. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's so much to talk about on that. Yeah, no problem, Francine. I hope it helps out. It all depends. I definitely think being taught by someone else, especially if they're a great artist, can be super helpful. Getting that feedback from someone to point out the mistakes in your work and helping you along the way, kind of mentoring you. I think that's super helpful to have. So don't get me wrong. I mean, I think being taught by someone else is not a bad thing, but you don't need it. You know what I mean? It's not a need. All right, Adrian A., thanks for checking it out. I'm going to get off here in a minute anyway. I'm self-taught watercolor now, 78, and I've been learning painting, selling all my life. That's great, Barbara. Thanks for the comments on my videos, first of all, and thanks for tuning into the chat. I love any pointers you got for me for selling, because I respect my elders and I'm willing to learn. That's for sure. You know what I mean? Selling is not my strong point. For some reason, and it's something I'm really working on and I've gotten better at, but I have this guilt. For some reason, I have money guilt. I don't know what it is, but I have guilt about making money, which is very bizarre. I mean, I think a lot of people have it nowadays. They don't want to charge what they're actually worth. And it's one of my problems, but I'm definitely getting better. I'm definitely a lot better than I used to be. I was a big kind of like a pushover. You know what I mean? I'd always say yes to things. I would never say no, or how I really felt and stuff. And I'm really working on that. But, yeah, anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to call this one a night. I need to get some dinner here. I'm going to make a veggie stir fry with some tofu probably, because I am vegan, and it's going to be pretty good. So anyway, let me know if you guys want to see any different kinds of videos, man. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of things do you want to know about my life? Different aspects. Like, what do you think could be some fun things that I could vlog about and show? I'm open to doing some all different kinds of things, talking about some different subjects other than just art. I want to help people with life, and because I've overcome a lot of stuff in my life, and I don't think people really know about it a lot. I mean, I've talked about it here and there, but I have donated to charity. Donate to charity to get rid of that guilt. I don't think that's how you get rid of guilt. My guilt is in charging people. But I have donated to charity, hundreds of dollars. But anyway, that's not the thing. It's more of like, I'm not, and I think what that has to do with is my self-worth. You know what I mean? It goes back to that, like, what do I think about myself? Well, I don't feel like my work is worth that much, so I'm not going to charge that much. You know what I mean? So that's what it goes down to. It's not about donating anything to charity. I don't know what you're talking about. The guys on One Fantastic Week discuss getting paid for your work. Get over it and sell. So, yep, exactly. That's what I'm going to check that out too. Glad you said that. But yeah, I mean, that's what it comes down to. I mean, I'm definitely, like I said, I'm way better than I used to be. And that's the thing, man. It's always working on yourself and always improving. It's like, what can I do today that's going to make me a better person for tomorrow? It's like, that's. Yep, Connie, I will definitely let you know. I'm not sure how to get in touch with you. But yeah, send me an email or something. Check out my website, Schaefer Fine Art. Send me an email, Connie, and we can link up. And my dad still lives down there. He lives in Sosha, what they call Sosha. So I'm not sure how to say it down there. But anyway, he lives a little north of Biloxi now. But yeah, I'd love to, if I ever visit down there, I'd love to meet up and maybe do a video or something with you and just chat, just to have a little discussion or whatever, or just meet in person. We don't have to do a video or anything, but definitely let you know. Anyway, thanks you guys for tuning in. I'm going to jump off here. Thanks, Barbara, for the comment. I'm a good artist. Stop not giving yourself worth. Listen to me. You are good. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're definitely right. That's a great note to end on. So anyway, I'm going to get some dinner here, guys. Thank you for tuning in for this live stream. Hopefully I can do more in the future, and stay tuned for the videos coming up, man. The next few weeks are exciting. It was very exciting for me. I spent a lot of weeks putting these videos together. Hope you guys will enjoy them, and send me emails, guys, if for any video any video recommendations you guys have, man. Just send me an email. If you're like, this would be a great idea for a video, let me know, man. I'm open to anything. I want to start conquering YouTube. You know what I mean? I want to start being one of the top artists on YouTube, getting the most views, getting the most stuff. I want to be ruler of this YouTube stuff. So let's do it, man. Let's do it together. Anyway. Yep. Sending love to everybody. Sorry you missed the live stream. You'll have to watch it again, watch back. Anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna do some more videos. I have a video on overcoming fear, Francine, so check it out. I think I have one called like I'm Afraid to Paint or something like that. Check it out. Anyway, peace out, guys. Thanks for joining, man. Love you guys. Take care. time for dinner, man. Man, I'm hungry. Whew. That was good. That was a good stream. Peace.